Hi boys and girls, it's Mrs. Perrone. Today we are going to continue to work on 2-digit by 2-digit multiplication. We're going to use another strategy called the area model. So if you look at our example, 16 times 34, this is how we set up the area model. We're going to make a box. I'm going to divide the box into 4 parts, 4 quadrants. The way that I know how many parts or quadrants I would divide it into depends how many digits I have. 16 has 2 digits, 34 has 2 digits, so that gives me 4. So that's why I'm going to have 4 boxes. Then you look on top. You have 2 boxes with the plus sign, and then you look on the side. This is where you're going to put the numbers you're multiplying. So for the number 16, I'm going to expand it. I'm going to find the value of each digit. So if I look at the 1, I have a 1 in the tens, which gives me a value of 10. I'm going to take my 10 and put it in the first box. Then if I add my ones, I have 6 ones, and I'm going to put that up top. 10 plus 6 equals 16. Then I'm going to do the same thing on the side. It does not matter which side you use. I'm going to look at my number 34 and I want to expand it. I want to find the value. I have 3 tens, which gives me a value of 30. And then I have 4 ones. 30 plus 4 gives me the value of 34. Now you are going to multiply the front, the top, and the side. Where they meet is where you're going to put the answer. So there's a few different things that I do. I'm going to show you one. I'm going to take my 10. I'm going to multiply my 10 by both numbers on the side. So 10 times 30, they meet in the middle. 10 times 30 equals 300. Then I'm going to take my 10 and multiply it by the other number on this side. And they meet on this bottom quadrant. So if I bring my 10 down, my 4 over, this is the box they meet at. 10 times 4 equals 40. Now I'm going to come over here. I need to do the same thing with my ones, my 6. I need to multiply it by the 2 numbers on the side. Where they meet is where I would put the number. So if I bring my 6 down and the 30 over, they meet in this box. 30 times 6 equals 180. Well, I still need something for this box. So if you forget, make sure you bring your number down, bring this number over, and where they meet is what you'll put the answer. 6 times 4 equals 24. Then what you're going to do is add up all 4 boxes. So you're going to add 300 plus 180 plus 40 plus 24. When you add those up, you will get 544, which is your answer for 16 times 34. So I want you to practice with me. So if you would go and get a piece of paper or your whiteboard. On your piece of paper or whiteboard, I want you to draw a box. Now divide the box into 4 quadrants, just like you see on this video. On top, we are going to break apart the number 28. If I go too fast, please stop the video until you catch on. 28. I'm going to look at my first number in the tens. That is a 2. What is that worth? 20. So on top, you are going to write the number 20. 20 plus what equals 8? So I look at the ones, and that is an 8. So right on top of your boxes, it should look like mine. You have a box with 4 squares. On top of one is going to be the number 20. On top of the other is the number 8. Now we're going to go to the side, and here we're going to break up the number 59. If I look at the 5, that is worth 50. So I'm going to put a 50 on the side. Please look at the video to make sure yours match up. I'm going to do the same thing. I have a 9 in the ones, that is worth a 9. Now in these 4 boxes, I'm going to have you pause the video, and I want you to multiply and put the numbers in the correct box. So remember, in this first box, it's going to be 20 times 50. They meet here. Underneath it, It's 20 times 9. Then you're going to move over to the 8. 8 is lined up here. So you're going to first multiply 50 times 8, and your answer will go in this box. Then you'll bring the 8 down here and look over. You need 8 times 9. So please pause the video. When you're done, unpause to see if your boxes match mine. Okay, let's look at the first box. If we have 50 times 20, 5 times 2 gives me 10, and I have 2 zeros. That gives me 1,000. The box underneath is 9 times 20. 9 times 2 equals 18 with 1 0. So I should have 180. If I look over here, my 8's up here, so my 8 needs to multiply 50 and 9. I'm going to multiply it by the 50 first. 8 times 5 equals 40, and 1 0 for 400. Well, let's look at 8 times 9 equals 72. So in your boxes, please check your work and make sure your boxes match mine. The next step that you're going to do, you're going to line all 4 of these numbers up and add them together. Once you add them together, that will give you the answer to 28 times 59. So pause the video, add up your numbers, and then come back for the answer. So if you added your numbers, you should have had 1,652. Okay, let's try another one together, and then you will have some to practice on your own. Please divide your paper into the 4 quadrants. Our number is going to be 72 times 63. And the first thing we need to do is break up the number. So if I look at the 7, the value of 7 is 70. So I'm going to put that up top. Please make sure your paper looks like my paper. Then I'm going to look at my 1s. I have a 2. So the 2 will go over the next box. And then on the side, I am going to break apart 63. I have 6 10s, which is 60, and 3 1s. Now you are going to multiply. So I'm going to have you pause the video. Once you multiply, come back for your answer. So let's look at the first one. Our 70 has to multiply both by the 60, it will go in this first box, and then by the 3, which will go underneath it. So 7 times 6 equals 42, and there's 2 zeros, so that will give us 4,200. Then I'm going to bring my 70 down and look across to the 3. 7 times 3 equals 21, and there's only 1 0, so that would give me 210. Well, now let's look over here. My 2 is going to multiply by each number to the left. We're going to multiply the 2 by the 60 and by the 3. 6 times 2 equals 12 with 1 0, so that gives me 120. 2 times 3 equals 6. The next step is to add up all 4 boxes. So I'm going to give you a chance to add up all 4 boxes and then come back for your answer. So if you add all 4 boxes, you should get 4,536. So let's recap on what you need to do when you are using the area model. The first step that you need to do is break the number apart. You're going to put the first, it does not matter the order, but I usually just take that first number, I expand it and put it on top. Then I'm going to take my second number, expand it and put it on the side. I'm going to make my square and divide it into 4 sections. And then I will multiply my top by the side and put it in the box where they meet. The top by the next side, put it in the box where they meet. I will move over, I'll take this top, multiply it by the side, put the number where they meet, and the last box I'll multiply the top by the side and where they meet. I will then add up all the boxes for my answer. If you get confused, please come back to watch the video. Your independent work is going to be page 14 in your math packet. Have a great day.